Do you guys hear me? Thank you. Bom dia. Hello, everybody. My name is Miguel Torres. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm the co-founder of Escapeswithyou. Being an entrepreneur is really hard sometimes, and you got to find out new ways and new discoveries. And we are thanked to be presenting today thanks to Contact Chile, Startup Chile, where Rackspace for Startups, and Corfo, it's a really great partner for us. So today we have been talking about mobile, what's the future, and every day we're spending more and more time in our mobile devices, in our mobile apps, and we have finding a trend that we are getting away from our computers. So in Escapeswithyou, we will start wondering what's going on in this consumer behavior in the computers, and we just get today in a really complete idea and proposition that the future of social media is on mobile. We have in our pockets or smartphones that they have a capacity to do e-commerce, social commerce, and a really key part that we're doing, discovery. We're discovering really interesting things based on a consumer behavior analysis that we did. I'm a lover about shopping and sharing things online, and I love to pin, I love to collect things in Pinterest, and that information is really relevant between things that can be interesting. And we love to share pictures. Today we have been sharing a lot of pictures on real time, showing what we do, what's the food that we were eating, what's the things that we are enjoying. And in the same time, in real time, we're tweeting our tastes and preferences. And that's a really important information because we're putting in that information our sentiments, what we think in real time. So besides that, Facebook, everybody's sharing, and we love one thing in the internet, that is shopping. And today we conclude with a really important information that everything that we are sharing is content. And the future of mobile and of social commerce is related to content, where the content is the king, where we produce content and we crowdsource content. So based on that information, Escapeswithyou borns with a really interesting smart system that learns for image processing, the image that we are already sharing online in our social networks. We process that information not as pixels, we process as a really complicated technology that we proprietary. And then we do a natural language processing, and we match those things, those informations, and we do one really cool thing. We crowdsource new discoveries, new brands, and new ways. So at the end of the day, our platform looks really neat, really nice content discovery based on that. Doing really interesting things. Tracks and learn your likes, your preferences from your social networks, bringing a functional, engaging source of insights and discovery trends in a real-time source of information in a huge data mining that we can find out. Probably that's my main feed of today. And today I'm in Sao Paulo, and I did my check-in, and I get an information that, hey, Miguel, you are in Sao Paulo. It's very probable that you may need a camera. And I get a really cool recommendation that a Leica camera that is like more to my taste and preferences. And also something related to my department, that I'm just getting a new department, or probably some things that are related to my taste, my preferences. I love watches. So I get another recommendation based on the colors, on the things that are relevant and they are already being shared. On the second hand, we offer a highly discovered platform for trendsetters, popular brands, in a way that they can engage and understand behaviors to provide real-time recommendations and bring a monetization option. So far, our current status with our product, because time is killing us, we're in a product in beta, testing in different verticals. One of the verticals that is already working is on the consumer side. The other one, it's already been developed related to fashion industry. And another of the really cool things that we want to share with you guys today in Sao Paulo is that we are not Brazilian, so we were really ready Nova 2012, and we're really excited to be here in Brazil. We're really excited to bring the power of crowdsourcing platform to people. And the next steps that we're doing, and today I'm really glad to do this in name of my team, is presenting that we just closed a partnership in San Francisco, in Stanford, with the Stanford Research Institute. This is a really important step that we have done with the platform. That is, the guys that create Siri, they create the high-definition TV, the computer mouse, and they're really interested in the technology that we're doing right now and developing in-house in our startup. Next steps, well, we won Brazil Ready Nova. We're really interested in what's going on in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship here in Brazil. We want to be in Startup Brazil. We are talking to some incubators. They are really interested in what we're doing, and we believe in Brazil we have found incredible escapes and discoveries. What we're looking forward is networks, people that allow us to connect to the market. And besides that, the most important thing, it's smart people that can allow us to bring creative minds to challenge traditional industries. We can't believe that we are still talking about content and without being sharing online. Thank you very much. It's Miguel Torres, my info, my email. Thank you very much, guys.
Can we reset the timer for 5 minutes of Q&A? We'll start with the judges.
I would presume it's a downloaded app. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's a download app and web and mobile app.
And what is the incentive for the consumer to download the app?
The incentive of the consumers brings that it's a marketplace. Actually, we're bringing a marketplace in a way of monetization. We have 3 ways of monetization. One is like my discoveries of the things that I cannot find in the catalog of Amazon or eBay are in our marketplace. So we bring a new way of discovery, trendsetter products like a Leica camera. It's really complicated to find a Leica camera, or maybe a red pair of shoes. So we're bringing that catalog of products into our marketplace and finding a really engaging way to say, I love, I buy. If I don't have it or we don't have it, somebody else could buy it or could sell it in our platform. That's the incentive that users get. And in terms of customer acquisition, that's a really important thing. We're just spending 0 in customer acquisition with a really 99% on engagement in social networks, bringing 6 minutes and 50 seconds of time case per user in the platform.
Last question. Is the shopping cart your shopping cart or the online retailers?
Actually, our shopping cart is already been in the US, and every place that we just come with new operations, we look for the local gateway payments in terms of scalability.
So I'd like to hear, where do you think is specific defensible IP in this offer?
The great part of IP and intellectual property comes into the way that we process images. A really good analogy of how we process images, it's Pandora is a really interesting way how they do music. Shazam is a really great experience that you say, in 30 seconds I get the music that I love. So the way that they process music is the way that we are processing images. It's not a way of pixels, it's more like a frequency of colors. That's what the guys of Paper 53 are developing right now, something related to the composition and imagery.
So what is the cost for you to process one picture?
That's a great question, and thank you to be supporting right now by Rackspace for startups, because we are already processing, as we're speaking, already 200,000 images, and we are just taking 1% of that. The cost approximately costs in servers and for processing each of the pictures is around $2.50. Right now, doing on scalability things. If we process servers and all the information, we will lower our prices really fast.
Thank you for your pitch today. My question is going to be more around the market research insights part of this. And could you give me a description of what are the key insights or data that you would be looking to monetize out of this for the research business? Definitely, in terms of research and development, we will find out that there's like a lot of small sellers that they are not in online catalogs as eBay, as Amazon. So a really good example of that, it's Etsy. Etsy has a different target market of products. So there's a lot of niche in the side of customers in Latin America market, especially in Brazil, that they can be filling that kind of niche market. In the other hand, the information that we have insights is like, I still can't believe that we are still struggling that get an email into my inbox with things that they are not related to my tastes and preferences. I'm already in Sao Paulo and I'm getting something related in the US. But what about if I can get in a real time a recommendation or a notification in my cell phone that, you know what, the event gets done now, there is something going on 3 blocks from here that you may be enjoying in a, not the traditional way that maybe OpenTable could be doing it or any other site. So it's saying like, Miguel, why you don't try this kind of food that is related to what you like? So that's the kind of insights that we are bringing in the platform. Besides that, there's a lot more information related to gender, related to colors, related to brands, because we believe that we still can't believe that customers are getting like to brands because what's the brand? We believe that there's a more deep connection between emotions, sentiments, that where we're processing our information. Okay, next question is, do you think that you'll be able to maintain interest in consumers by having this as a standalone app versus having it as an integrated app within an existing social network? like an app inside Facebook?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question, and that's a really key point in terms. That's why we are trying to integrate not just one, even that we believe that there's different social graphs, and each social graph has an interesting niche. Instagram social graph is more graphical than instead on Facebook, that it's more like branding, things related. So on the other hand, we believe that Pinterest has a really interesting, but they don't have a monetization option that which we're bringing right now.
Yeah, a quick one from me, similar to what Guy was talking about. How do you feel this fits in versus kind of the traditional market research world? Is it complementary? How do you see it?
I will say that it's a completely new way to just bring discoveries in life. I will say that the Coca-Cola can make or Pepsi can do a really completely new campaign based on crowdsourcing things that people may be liking, and that could be a really source of creative things in campaigns.
Miguel, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.